My doctor told me I was fat. Well, he's a professional, he didn't use those words. He told me I needed to lose some weight. 10 to 15% was what he said. That was over a year ago, but nothing has changed. I knew it then, and I know it now. When I look in the mirror, when I try to do up my trousers, and when I try to bend over, something had to be done. So, what do you do when the doctor says you have to lose 10 to 15% of your body weight? Start a YouTube vlog, obviously. Good morning, my name's Kieran and this is Looking for My Best Life. I try to get out, see more, do more and experience more. And today I'm going to record a vlog about my challenge to lose weight. I'm 55 years old and as much as I want to, I'm not going to live to 110, which means I'm no longer really middle-aged, and I can't call this my crisis. However, what I do want to do is make sure that the second half of my life is as much fun as the first half. And that means pushing myself outside to do things, see things, and experience things for as long as possible. And to do things like exercise to preserve that and extend that. It's not just about doing it for time, it's about doing it to get the most out of everything I do. Time for a walking session, I think. Last year I had an annual medical check. You know the kind. You go to a strange doctor, not your usual one for what this needs to be. One that you won't see again, or have to look the eye of. And you get all sorts of tests done. Bloods, stool, urine. And then you get to the embarrassing ones. The ones where somebody has to check you for testicle cancer. And the one where you bend over and the finger comes out. So the main problem with these actually is the embarrassment. And I have to say to men my age, do it. Make sure you get yourself checked. The reassurance coming out of it is really good. And we should do our MOTs once a year. We're much more important than our cars. The good news was that I came back with no major problems. Pretty much an all clear. Apart from the one thing that I started the vlog with. The general advice that I should lose 10 to 15% of my body weight. That's hard to hear, but he wasn't wrong. I have slightly high blood pressure and slightly high cholesterol, possibly to do with weight, but not necessarily. There's no known reason. So, with all the data that they have at their to hand, knowing population-wise and statistically how many people live long, what they die of, all that kind of stuff. He said to me, you have a 10% chance of having a heart attack in the next 10 years, which resonated. It's a higher stat than I thought. And as I get older, I guess I'm going to have to get used to these fun stats. But we'll take them as they come. We'll do what we can to improve, make things better. I thought there'd be no one around, but they're everywhere. There's people everywhere. They're all watching me. Oh man, this wasn't the plan. Now, I've tried to lose weight before, sometimes successfully, sometimes not so. The recurring theme has always been, though, that whenever I have, it only lasted a while. And then I bounce back to where I usually end up, with about 14.5 stone. Now, what's different this year, I hope, is that when I went on my holiday, you know, the one with the roller coaster, I did enjoy myself, celebrating and just enjoying the holiday. And I got up to my heaviest weight ever at 15.5 stone when I got home. That in itself wasn't so bad. Well, the problem was, I started to notice for the first time, I don't know whether it's my age or the increased weight, or probably a combination of both. So I was not taking it as well. My body was reacting. My body was kicking back and telling me enough's enough. I had a pretty hefty tummy bug, which could be something I ate, could be the fact that I was overweight, I don't know. But it took me about 4 or 5 weeks to properly shift it. In the first 3 weeks of that, let me just say, I never found myself very far away from the toilet. But that spurred me on to do something about it. And the doctor's words came back to me. And I have to do something about them. So here I am, vlogging, preparing myself, embarrassing myself again, but just trying to make myself a better person, really. Fitness, no matter what the reason, is never a bad thing. What are my targets? Well, I started by weighing myself on day 0, which was August the 18th, 2 weeks ago now. So this is a summary after the first 2 weeks, and I'll do an update every 2 weeks going through this. But when I weighed myself on the 18th, I came in at 14 stone 12, and various other data on BMI and stuff. You'll probably see it in the clip, but I'm not going to worry myself about it too much. For me, this is about weight loss and fitness. So at 14 stone 12, that is, let me check, 208 pounds or 94 kilos, whatever system of measurement you like to understand it in. And if I'm planning to lose 15%, if I'm to lose 15% of 208 pounds, that, when I do the maths, comes out at a rather hefty 32 pounds, or 2 stone 4, or about 14.5 kilos. Now, if I do that, I will get down to 12 stone 8 pounds, which is exactly where I'm hoping to be. In fact, anywhere under 13 stone I'll probably take, but I'm setting the target as 12 stone 8 and 32 pounds. And how long have I got to do this? Well, I'm going to set myself to the end of the year, which is just over 1.5 pounds a week, which is quite sustainable. Just be clear though that at no point in this video am I advocating that the mere statement of being overweight is an unhealthy position. That is not my point. That is not what I'm suggesting. I am talking about a very specific position, which is me, and what my doctor said to me based on his professional experience and all the data I had given him about me and my life. There are many people that look a certain way, a certain body shape, and I'm not saying that that's unhealthy, and I'm not saying that they have to lose that weight. I'm just saying I need to. And the reason for that, and this is the science bit, is that there are 2 types of fat. I need to check this on my notes. Subcutaneous, which is what you can see, pinch, and everybody thinks is the only type of fat, and visceral, which is the hidden one. It's inside your blood, inside your veins, on your organs, and that's the dangerous one. That's the one that's linked to cholesterol, and that's the one that is having its impact on me. What has dawned on me, and that I want to fix, is that 32 pounds is about 14.5 bags of sugar, which is a huge thing when I visualize it. But I'm effectively carrying those around with me all day, every day. Everywhere I go. And that's got to be hurting my joints, my heart, and all the other things that I want to use to develop Looking for My Best Life into the best it can be. Well, I'm a simple lad, and I like to keep things simple. So I'm going to advocate the eat less, move more strategy. Watch what I eat, do some regular exercise. But the moving more, that's easy. You've seen some of it on the vlogs already. It's kind of started that on and off through the year. So that's cycling, walking, getting out. I've got an exercise bike, rowing machine, and now running. And some weights if I ever get to need them. But I don't think I will. And the plan is to make vlogs as I go along. The main focus isn't going to be weight loss. I'll throw those in every couple of weeks, just as an update one, short one, maybe 5-10 minutes. But the main thing is to show the benefits of how that weight loss actually allows me to do more, see more, experience more through the vlogs. Now, the eating less kind of speaks for itself, but I'm not going to do calorie counting. I'm not going to do any fancy diet. I'm just going to cut out the snacks. That's biscuits, cake, crisps, chocolate for sure. And seriously cut down on the alcohol too. At least for the duration of this 18-week trial. Probably look at my portion sizes a bit too. I do have a tendency to overfill my plates and then force myself to finish it. So I'm going to try and adopt a strategy of underfilling the plates, and if I need some more, go back and take a little bit more. It's just subtle little things. But I've said this before, my biggest problem is the cupboards and the biscuits and the sweets and the crisps and all the stuff that's in them. And they call me out, they call me over. And I can't say no, but I'm going to have to now. That is the main thing I need to do. Say no to the cupboard. Just say no. Oh, just take a little break on this. It's supposed to be one of my midweek runs, but it kind of is. I'm doing a bit of running, a bit of walking, which is kind of what I want. But I want an easy one ready for Saturday, where I'll go back and try and do a step up on my couch to 5K type thing. Anyway, more of that in the vlog after this one. So if you like what I'm doing on this channel, if you think it's similar to what you want, if you're suffering from a bit of weight loss or just want to get out and about and do more and see more and not spend lots of money doing it, I'm not going to be one of those that goes to Disney all the time. I'm not going to be one of those that tells you all the best places to eat. I'm not going to be the one that tells you all the best kit to get. I'm trying to do it with what I have around the house, what I've accumulated over the years, and what a typical living room might look like, with some gym equipment, some trainers, some shorts, and just getting out there and doing it. But if you want to join me, come be part of this community, subscribe, like, give me a comment. It all helps my tiny channel. I now have 3 subscribers. I got a new one last week. So thank you very much for joining. And let's do this together. Let's see if we can all benefit from looking for our best lives. So how have the last 2 weeks, or the first 2 weeks, gone? Not too bad. Let's start with before the 2 weeks. I said I came back from holiday. I was 15.5 stone. And about 7 weeks later, 6 or 7 weeks later, when I started this, I was down to 14.12. That's half a stone drop. That was basically down to the tummy bug. I'd like to say I'd already got my good habits in place, but I didn't. That half a stone was gifted to me. Gifted, maybe not the right word. Anyway, I got it. And I decided to use that to move forward. There's been some struggles. It's not all been plain sailing this first 2 weeks. The diet has dramatically improved, but if I want to seriously keep up the weight loss week after week, I have to cut out the odd biscuit that has snuck in. Alcohol-wise, doing a pretty good job of not needing much alcohol at the moment and not taking much. I'm feeling better for it. So that one's okay. And as for exercise, yeah, mixed bag. The first week, I didn't really do much. For this second week, I started a few things. I started back into using the exercise bike and their own machine. And then on alternate days, I'm now going to mix that with running. So most days, towards the end, I kind of got back to doing something. So if I think of the first 2 weeks as setting habits, rather than necessarily running at full speed, then it's gone okay. What I definitely know though, is that 2 weeks into this, or about 7 weeks back from my holiday, and being very close to a stone lighter than that day when I got off the plane, I feel a huge amount different. All the bugs, the bloating, all gone. Starting to feel like I'm in control again, which is good, and I like that feeling. And I want to push that further and do that more. Having said that, that's over 7 weeks I've noticed the difference, and over a much larger weight loss. The 4 pounds over the last 2 weeks, no, that's not noticeable. I'm not trying to claim any major milestone there, but it's a good start, and I'll take that. Now I've just got to do it another 8 or 9 times through to the end of the year, and we'll be where I want to be. So my plan is to do activities and watch what I diet. I've said that. The activities I want to use as a way of combining the vlogging and getting out and doing stuff, as well as doing the exercise itself. So the plan is to do a month of walking. I want to do a bit more cycling before I get to that month though. So September's going to be a bit more cycling. When I get to October, I'm going to focus on walking and steps. But I'm going to do my running every week. I'm going to build up to my park run. I'm going to build up to getting a sub 30 park run, hopefully by January the 1st. These are all my targets that I'm setting. I'm a great one for targets, not necessarily so good at delivering. So we'll see how that goes, but stick with me. What I'm trying to do is balance my home life, getting out and doing more and losing weight. And the reason I chose Looking for My Best Life is that I want all of these things to be combined, to get the best out of all of them, best out of family life, best out of getting out of the house, best out of not sitting on the couch, the best out of losing weight and being the best I can be. And so this isn't going to be a running channel or a cycling channel or a weight loss channel. It's going to be a channel about, as I said, looking for my best life. So 2 weeks down, 4 pounds done. If I look at the spreadsheet and the graph, I'm on target and all is good. Now I've got to knuckle down and do another 2 weeks from Monday, September the 1st through till Monday, September the 15th, when I give another update of how it's going. And for that one, the message to myself is knuckle down, focus, turn the sort of bad habits now into good habits and start to install them. So out, exercise every day. Not go for the snacks. Cut them out completely. So those are the 2 things you're going to do. Cut out the snacks and exercise every day. And we'll see what a difference happens in the 2 weeks of doing that, if I stick to it. And as you can see, I'm not walking or running anymore. I'm just sort of lightly stretching out my legs. This run's come to an end. I say run. It was more of a walk this time. I'll have a look at the data, but this was kind of a loosener. But I did it. I went out and I did the 5K. And it was an early morning. And I've seen the sunshine. I've seen the daylight. And I feel better. I go and shower. I get ready and I go and hopefully do a good, proper day's work. But if you like what you're seeing, I hope you do. I'll try and keep it light. I'll try and keep it humorous. Try and keep me light. That is the objective. But stick along. Please like, subscribe, comment. Tiny channel. Every little bit of data that the YouTube gets on me at the moment and people who watch me all goes a long way. But that's it for this one. See you on the Losing 15% series in 2 weeks' time. See you in a few days' time with run number 2. Slán. And remember, it's not just me that has to look for their best life. Look for yours too, whatever that is for you.